Hi students, good morning all of you. In the last class, we discussed about derivation of Bragg's equation. Today, I want to discuss about the use of Bragg's equation. By use of Bragg's equation, we can determine the structure of the solids or crystals. So, the apparatus usually employed is Bragg's X-ray spectrophotometer, and determination is done by two methods. One is Bragg's rotating crystal method, and second one is powdered method. So in today class I want to explain the Bragg's rotating crystal method. This is very important in the examination point of view. So I want to briefly explain about the Bragg's rotating crystal method for the determination of crystal structure. So this is the diagram which explains the total Bragg's X-ray spectrometer. A beam of X-ray is generated from the X-ray tube and made monochromatic by passing through screen S and slits L and L dashed. The monochromatic beam so obtained is allowed to strike on the face of the crystal C, mounted on a graduated turntable T. The graduated turntable can be rotated to give any desired angle of the incident. So once again I want to repeat, this is the X-ray tube from which the X-rays are generated. These are passing through the slits. These are passing through the screen S and slits L and L dash and converted to monochromatic, and incident on the face of the crystal which is mounted on the graduated turntable T. It can be rotated to give any desired angle of the incident theta. The beam reflected from the crystal passes onto a photographic plate or a recorder system R, which consists of an ionization chamber. The ionization chamber can also move coaxially over a circular scale independently from the crystal. And this ionization chamber is connected with an electrometer. The ionization chamber is filled with a gas. Usually it is filled with sulfur dioxide, which gets ionized by the reflected X-rays. The ionization of the gas is proportional to the intensity of the X-rays. Since the current passing through the chamber is proportional to the ionization of the gas, the intensity of current as given by the electrometer is a measure of the intensity of the X-rays reflected from the crystal. These intensities are determined for various angle of reflection, and the angle at which maximum reflection occurs is thus obtained. So we need the angle at which maximum reflection occurs. The lowest angle at which the maximum reflection occurs correspond to n is equal to 1. This is called the first order reflection. The first order reflection. The higher angle at which the maximum reflection occurs again correspond to n is equal to 2. This is the second order reflection. However, as mentioned earlier, the angle for the first order reflection is taken as 1/2 so that the value on is set as 1. This process is carried out for each face of the crystal. So here we consider the angle for the first order reflection and it taken as a value on is set as 1, that is n is equal to 1. This process is carried out for each face of the crystal. The value of angle of incidence, that means theta, for the first order reflection from the three faces of sodium chloride crystal were found to be 5.9 degrees, 8.4 degrees and 5.2 degrees respectively. Once again, I repeat, the value of theta for the first order reflection from the three phases of sodium chloride crystal were found to be 5.9, 8.4 and 5.2 degrees respectively. Let us apply Bragg's equation and determine the distance between successive planes in three phases of sodium chloride. So already we know that d n lambda is equal to 2d sin theta. So d is equal to n lambda by 2 sin theta. Since the value of n and lambda are same in each case, the above equation becomes d is equal to 1 by 2 sin theta. So here for three phases, if we can apply this equation, then we got 1 by 2 sin 5.9 degrees for theta angle for theta of 5.9 and another apply 1 by 2 sin 8.4 degrees and 1 by 2 sin 5.2 degrees. So by simplification, d is equal to 1 by sin 5.9 degrees 1 is to 1 by sin 8.4 degrees is to 1 by sin 5.2 degrees. So here sin 5.9 is 0.103, sin 8.4 is 0.146 and sin 5.2 is 0.0906. So by simplification we got the ratio of interplanar distance values d is equal to 1 is to 0.70 is to 1.14. The above ratio correspond to FCC lattice, that means face centered cubic lattice. So we can say that sodium chloride crystal has a FCC structure. So first of all, from Bragg's X-ray spectrometer, we have to find the angle of reflection for different planes of the crystal, and we have to find the interplanar distance for each plane, and we have to take the ratio of the interplanar distances for the planes. So compare for which lattice this ratio is corresponds. So for sodium chloride crystal, the ratio of interplanar distance for different planes or different faces correspond to face centered cubic lattice. So we can conclude that the sodium chloride crystal has face centered cubic structure. So in this way we can determine the structure of the different crystals by using X-ray Bragg's X-ray spectrometer. This is called Bragg's crystal rotating method. So this is the determination of structure of crystal by using the Bragg's crystal rotating method. It is very important for your final examination. Please listen carefully. While you listening this video, you have to make a notes. Otherwise, it is not understood. So we have to first of all make a notes while listening this class. Then only you got good information from this video. After otherwise, it is very confused for you. So thank you, Nana. God bless you.